Campers. So, a couple days since we last chatted, we finally got the beet harvest done. I wound up leasing a second harvester. Uh, that was just a huge field for one harvester, and yeah, man, yeah. Anyway, we got that corn that we sharecropped. Got it harvested at the combine, and we put a little away in my bin. Back over on the other side over there. We sold off about 100. We got about $139,600 some odd dollars in cash. That was our take in cash after we paid off the landowner. So we were taking sugar beets to the sugar mill, and we were getting about a little over 10,000 a semi load with a 53-foot hopper. But man, it's just not a lot of money made that way. Price of sugar beets down. I mean, it was just not a good thing. But then towards the end of the day, early evening, we were still out there harvesting. I took over from Randy and was running the sugar beet harvester, and the owner of the grain oil cooperative, I guess, for lack of a better term. The company, there's a corporate name for it, but it's that grain mill. It's just up over on the other side of my property. It got an oil mill and a grain cereal mill. They put in a sugar production plant, and they asked me if I wanted to buy in for 20%. Well, I took a look at sugar prices. Just go take a look at this. It's kind of interesting when you look at this. So sugar beets by themselves, we're looking at, best price if you want to ship to Cheyenne is $163. Feed store, $143. I was selling it at the sugar mill for $148 a liter. Okay, that's a liter. Sugar, on the other hand, when you take a look at sugar, it's selling for anywhere from $911 at the apple processing plant, which we actually own 80% of, to $1,200 at the local market. So when I took a look at those prices, I'm like, all right, 20%, I'm in. So we own 20% of the sugar mill over there. They're going to compete with the sugar mill in town. There's rumors that sugar mill is going to close. Just they got a lot of maintenance problems, and it's an older mill, and so they're having issues with it. So they're talking about closing it down, selling it off. So the cereal oil folks decided to build their own. Well, that's good for me because sugar is a lot better selling product than sugar beets. So we took about 300, almost 400,000 liters up there to the sugar mill. Got them started. Still getting texts even after I told dispatch I'm not working. So it's about 400,000 liters. We got almost 1,000,000 liters in our bin over here, and we got to clean up all of our equipment. But yeah, in our big two, we got an underground storage bin underneath those two smaller bins. So we got about 1,000,000 liters of sugar beets that we went ahead and stored so that we can take up the sugar mill. So the other thing we discovered, we had never run, since we've been in operation, this hard in one location. That was a pretty good size. That's our biggest field that we have. Hired hand ran it out of fuel. So he walked over, got the fuel truck, filled it up with fuel, took off again, and then he called me and said, "Hey, this thing won't start. Just won't start. I don't know what's wrong. I fueled it up. Something's wrong with the engine. I don't know." So I went out and took a look, and we discovered, if I can get around over here. Yeah, it was out of depth. Those things won't run without depth. So I grabbed some empty depth bottles and filled them up over to our depth barrel over there. And I decided, you know what? We need a way to fuel in the field. So I bought this Thunder Creek Equipment FS22. It's got a little smaller tank, 850 liters of depth, and then 2,000 liters of diesel. Of course, I got the big diesel tank on the back of there, which is almost 60,000 liters. But this gives me an option that if I don't want to drag the whole big truck out there, I can just hook this up behind one of the, attached to the back of a trailer over there and just leave it sit in the field. But so yeah, that's our learning lesson for the day. So I had this planter out here. So this is a Case IH Fast Riser 6161. Now I've actually seen one of these in real life. I talked about it before, but just recently I stopped. Recently being as of last weekend before Christmas. We were driving by going to my wife's family Case IH dealer, and I stopped by and took a look at this thing. It is as big as you think as it is in the game. I mean, it is big. Yeah, this thing is a monster in real life. It's huge. Huge, 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 huge. I didn't get a chance to see any of the quads. I did see a 400. They had a 400 sitting there, kind of like what I got there. Looks almost exactly like. The inside on the real one is a little more detailed, but of course, this is a game. So, but I wish I could have driven one. But in the video description of this video, I've got some links. One of them is from YouTubers Welker Farms out of Shelby, Montana, and they have a Case IH Steiger 715, which is this one's big daddy. It's like 700 horsepower. It's a freaking huge tractor. But that's a real neat video. Go out and take a look at it. Welker Farms. The link to the YouTube video for where they've got this, where they're opening up the Steiger. They open up the hood and really take a look at it. Also in the link is the link to the Case IH website. And the reason I put in that was, you know, I talked about, maybe it was 2 episodes ago, my reaper combine and how we modified it out of an axle flow. So the link there is a link to the Case IH website, and the website itself. You go take a look. They got some really neat equipment. And then below that will be a link to the Actual Flow 250 series, the 8250, which is what our modded reaper is built off of. Again, our reaper is a modified 8250 that we had. A guy put a bigger engine in and bigger hopper. So otherwise, it's basically an 8250. Except we got a twin turbo. I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. Got a bigger engine. Bigger engine, bigger hopper. That's the primary difference between that and the axle flow. But go take a look at them. Also, if you take a look, you know, the Farm Sim 22 has headers, you know, all these headers in it. Come on. And I don't know if I have the honeybee headers in here or not. I think I do. Yeah. Okay, so honeybee, I didn't realize these were actually a real thing. I thought it was a game header, but honeybee headers exist. They do exist. Another link to another YouTube family, Millennial Farmers. There's a link to their YouTube channel, and then also a link to the video 51 seconds into the Stay Safe Everyone video. They've got a honeybee header sitting there attached to a combine. It's not a very long look, but you can at least kind of get a look at it. It looks just like these headers in the game. So that was kind of neat to see that, hey, these actually do exist. So yeah, you know, that's kind of where we're at. So our sort of neighbor across the river, we haven't unloaded the harvester yet. It's still sitting on the trailer. But we're going over to neighbors. I've already got the combine and a truck over there. Mr. Wilson, Chet Wilson, he's in his, I want to say early 70s, but he's just kind of a part-time farmer. He works at a manufacturing company in town, and he fell at work and broke his hip. So he's in the hospital in Cheyenne, and his corn needs to be cut. So we are going to go cut his corn for him. And we talked to him on the phone. He called me up and asked me if I would go over and get his corn crop out. And he said he'd give me 20% of it for cutting it for him. But we're going to cut it and put it right there in his bin for him. So we're going to go over and get that corn harvested. He does have a combine, but I don't want to use his equipment because if I break it, then I got to fix it. So I'll use mine. I haven't taken a look, but I've seen what he had out there driving around. It's a New Holland. I don't think it's got a very big header, but we'll take a look at it when we get over there. But yeah, you know, we're gonna head over there, and we'll see you when we get there. All right, so we're pulling into Chet's house, and I just ran up on his guardrail, doggone it, almost past his house. So, yeah, we're coming into Chet's place. Goodness, don't let me tear up his fence. Might bring him, I think he's got a mower. We might grab his mower and mow for him. He's got just a nice little place here. So, yeah, he's got a big straight truck in there. Yeah, I'll probably just leave this right here. It's a good spot. But yeah, Poor guy. Yeah, he does have a mower. We might just get his mower and borrow a tractor and mow out around here. What has he got in here? He's got New Holland there. Yeah, there's his combine. Yeah, it's a small combine. He got a couple New Holland tractors. Pretty decent planter. Grain cart. This is a Massey Ferguson, but yeah. Yeah, it's just a grain truck. All right, so there's a wheat hitter. Tedder. That's a tedder. That's a windrower. Disc. Forage wagon. That's a rock picker. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start cutting. So yeah, like I was talking about, this is an actual flow 250, 8250 that we modified, turned into the Reaper 2000. Bigger engine and a bigger bin. The bin goes back up over the top of the engine a little bit, and the cab's a little smaller than the actual 8250 because we sacrificed some cab space. But yeah, this is basically an actual flow 8250. We modified into our Reaper. All right, campers. Well, we'll see you when we get the corn harvest done.